Welcome back to Cooking with Steve at Sugar Valley. Today we're going to be making marmalade. This is a heritage English jam that is made from oranges. For today's recipe, we're going to need 3.8 kilos of oranges, which is about 15 to 17 oranges. Sugar Valley ones, of course. We're also going to need just under 1 kilo of lemons, and that is between 5 and 6 lemons. The finest cane sugar that you could buy, organic if you will, if not, needs to be 5.6 kilos of the stuff. And one of my personal favourites, a nice whiskey. So I've got a Bushmills, which is one of the oldest whiskies in the entire, well, the whiskey distilleries in the entire world. Beautiful stuff. And for the equipment, we're going to need a really big pan, something that can hold around about 30 litres, some weighing scales, as well as a nice sharp knife, chopping board, and some muslin bags. So this is stuff that you can put herbs into that you would steep in a stew, or in our case, we're going to be steeping it into the mixture. So we don't have all bits everywhere, but we still get the beautiful flavour from it. You're going to need a juicer and some really nice little jars to put the finished product in. So let's crack on, shall we? God, the smell. So what we're doing is cutting all of our Sugar Valley oranges. Make sure you cut them so that the top and bottom are the bits in the middle, because then you can juice them really nicely. Look at these. Oh. And we also need to do that with the same with our lemons. Just pop them in the pot because we're going to juice them all at one time, and then we're going to shove them back into the pot afterwards. Okay, now we need to get to juicing. So we're going to just juice everything we possibly have, and then we're going to put it all back in the pot. So when you're juicing, make sure that when this all gets full up with all of this kind of fleshy stuff that comes off, don't throw it away. This is our stuff we're going to put into our muslin bag, and this is going to be what thickens up the jam and or the marmalade and gives it this really really good dense texture to it. So don't throw this away. Keep it and keep on juicing. So well done on surviving juicing all those oranges and lemons. You can now move the lemons to the side. We're not going to need them for the rest of this recipe, and do something nice with them, or throw them into the compost bin. Up to you. What we need to do is now we need to make these beautiful little strips. I've already done some. And by taking off the ends of each, because we're not going to be using that bit, cut them in half. Cut them in half again, and then making these lovely little strips about 1.5 to 2 millimeters thick. So, as I was saying, we're going to cut these to 1.5 to 2 millimeters thick, and those are going to go into the mixture, and they're going to be the bits that go all over your toast and things at the end with the finished product, and it's going to make it all these really beautiful little textures that are in your mouth. Can you hear that cat? Shut up! We are animal lovers here. Trying to film. It's difficult enough as it is. So you've just gone and finished doing all of your peel into your 1.5 to 2 millimeters thick. We now need to put this into the pan, and then we need to put all of our peptin, all of the pips and everything, into our muslin bags, because they're going to go into the pot as well, and including our 7.5 litres of water. So let's go! So we have our juice in our pan. We have our orange peel to 1.5 to 2 millimeters thick. We now need to pop this into our juice, get our delicious, beautiful membranes and peptin and pips, put them in our muslin bag, and then drop all that in there as well. So, little trick with your muslin bag, if it's a bit of a tight one, open it up like this, get your spoon, and just start spooning it in. That's the easiest way I've found. If you know a better way of doing it, chuck it in the comments so I can learn as well. This isn't cooking with Steve without people intervening. So we can get all this in one. We've got our muslin bag. We then tie it all up, so nothing can get out, and drop it in. So now we need to put 7.5 litres of water in this. This is about 1.5, so we need to do a few of these. 3. So now we've got our whopping great big pan full of oranges and lemon juice and everything. We're going to pop it on the stove. So now we need to bring it up to the boil, give it onto a gentle simmer and cook for 1.5 to 2 hours, stirring periodically. After it's stewed for about 1.5 to 2 hours, take it off the boil. As I've already done, remove the hard peptin bag and leave that to the side. And now we need to put a boatload of sugar in, about 5.6 kilos. These are 2 kilo bags, I'll put 2 and a bit in. And make sure you give it a damn good stir because we need to go and dissolve all of that sugar. After we've dissolved the sugar into the orangey mixture, we now need to bring it up to an aggressive boil. And what this is going to do is set the sugar into the mixture and make it become a jam or marmalade. Burn, baby, burn! Well, don't burn, just heat up really quickly. So, once it's bared with it, and it's finally got reduced down, and it's got this glassy, smooth top to it, you know it's ready, and it's kind of getting ready to set. This is where we take our whiskey. It is completely optional. Do not be hardballed into doing this, but about 75 mils is really, really nice. Fresh bottle. You don't have to have a fresh bottle. I just drank the last one. And then about 75 mils, which is 1, 2, 3. It's about that. Mazaminish. And then we stir that in and let it settle and let all the flavours get to know each other for about 5 to 10 minutes. You see some of the steam's coming off, so this is not going to be an alcoholic marmalade, but it will just give a beautiful depth of flavour and a really good smell. So, once you've let the whiskey talk to all the other little flavours and they've all got to know each other, we need to go and sterilise our jars that we'll be using so that we don't get bacteria in there and then also things go mouldy and So, here's some I did earlier. So, we've got these out. These are all sterilised up to 120. Now we need to start ladling them in. If you've got a better way of siphoning in or something, then go right ahead. I'm going to be using the ladle method. And that is how you make Sugar Valley Whiskey Marmalade. Adios!